What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and with the Phase 5 release we did see a lot of new trinkets come out between things like JOM GABBAR, Earthstrike, Badge of the Swarm Guard, and more. So today I'm going to break down the two different trinkets that we were really focused on as rogues, but also I'll mention the things with warriors and why JOM GABBAR is as good as it is, but also situations when you would use Earthstrike instead, and also how to min-max and get the most out of using both of these trinkets. So of course, as usual, if you like this type of content, make sure to hit that like, subscribe, feel free to leave a comment down below on something else you want me to cover or if I miss anything, and let's dive right in. So first, let me talk about what the two items are themselves. JOM GABBAR is a drop rate trinket from Oro, and it increases your attack power by 65 and an additional 65 attack power every 2 seconds, lasting 20 seconds. So over every 2 seconds, you get an additional 65. It adds up pretty quickly. Earthstrike, on the other hand, is from Exalted Cenarian Circle Rep, and I did already make a video covering exactly how to get that. There are a slight bit of amendments from the PTR and private servers to live, so just look in the description there for those. But Earthstrike initially instantly gives you an extra 280 attack power over 20 seconds. Both of these items have 2-minute CDs, so they are pretty incredible. Alright guys, so I got JOM GABBAR last night. So I have had an opportunity to test it out in BWL, Molten Core, and a couple different AQ20s by now. It is an incredible, insane trinket. And I have a lot of friends with Earthstrike, and I'm sure you guys might even have Earthstrike already. I personally don't yet, but I wanted to compare the two and figure out in which situations you would use which one is better. And I know on a lot of sheets and stuff, it usually will just like flat out say that JOM GABBAR is better. And that's not necessarily true in all situations, so we're going to break that down for you guys. So we're going to start with that, and then we'll get into min-maxing the utility and getting the most out of both of these items and why you can actually get more out of JOM GABBAR in certain situations. But first, while I was looking at some of the flat numbers of these items and making a spreadsheet of my own, actually somebody in my Twitch chat actually pointed out that Damboi had already made a video talking about this. So shoutouts to Damboi, he's an incredible warrior content creator and he's also an awesome streamer, so check him out. But somebody helped him make this actual sheet and his name was Kannalol from Patchwerk EU server. So I actually adjusted it a little bit to add some things, but this is just like a base trinket spreadsheet for warriors for the most part, but it actually doesn't change for these two items for rogues because it's just attack power. So this will actually tell you what attack power you get from which item for how long of a duration of fight. So say the duration of the fight is 60 seconds. Then JOM GABBAR is giving you 119 attack power over that fight. Earthstrike is giving you 93. Slayer's Crest is obviously incredible, but we can't get that yet. And Diamond Flask for warriors, we can just ignore that if you're a rogue. For warriors, Diamond Flask is just an insane trinket, especially because it lasts an entire minute and you get more power out of it from having Blessing of Kings, and which would mean that this actually probably isn't actually counting the ZG buff as well. So just focusing on JOM GABBAR and Earthstrike, or JOM GABBAR, I don't even know how it should be pronounced. So if you look at a 30-second fight, you'll see that you will get more attack power on average over the fight from JOM GABBAR than Earthstrike. This is the average attack power you get over the entire fight. But how much attack power do you get per second or in each individual second? The difference between these two trinkets is that Earthstrike is giving you 280 attack power right away for every second for those first 20 seconds, and JOM is only giving you 65 attack power, and then it's doubling that every 2 seconds, adding another 65. So initially, Earthstrike is going to be more powerful. If it's a really short fight, it's just going to be more powerful. So I wanted to go in and add a little bit of my own calculations, basically just showing between 2 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, every 2 seconds, basically how much you're getting from all of these So at 2 seconds, you're already getting 280 attack power. Just initially, you're getting 280 attack power from Earthstrike. JOM GABBAR is giving you 65. As that adds up, it's not until 16 seconds that your overall attack power gain is higher than Earthstrike. It will surpass Earthstrike in attack power at that exact second, at 10 seconds in, and then at 16 seconds, it will pass how much you've gotten overall from Earthstrike. So let me scroll down a little bit. So this is just an overall total of how much you've gotten. Within 2 seconds, you've gotten 560 attack power from Earthstrike and only 130 attack power from JOM. And over time, it starts catching up on how much attack power you're getting from JOM GABBAR, because Earthstrike is a static item, right? You're always getting the same amount every second. But after these 16 seconds, right as JOM GABBAR passes Earthstrike, you are getting a significant amount more attack power. In those next 2 seconds, you're getting 800 more attack power. And then in the next tick, you're getting over 1500 more attack power, 1550 more attack power. So the big thing is, overall, you are getting significantly more attack power out of JOM GABBAR than you are from Earthstrike. But on the shorter duration, overall, you are getting more on Earthstrike until 16 seconds. The big play here is the question between cooldown usage and utility. Right at 10 seconds in, so halfway through the cast, you are per second getting more attack power for those last 10 seconds than you did the first 10 seconds from Earthstrike. So JOM starts surpassing it per second. And the thing that I really want to take away from that is that you are then being able to utilize different abilities better. So say your fight had 20 seconds left, perfect timing, right? And you are a warrior, so you've used Death Wish. Half of that time, probably less than that, is going to be execute phase. During your execute phase, you will have more per second attack power from JOM GABBAR than you will from Earthstrike. Even if it hasn't been the full 16 seconds yet where you are getting more overall attack power, you will have gotten, with those cooldowns, more attack power in the crucial phases ever since the 10-second mark than you will from Earthstrike. But you will have gotten a lot more attack power from Earthstrike already. 850 more attack power to be exact in those first 10 seconds. There's really the break point. If a fight is super short, say a fight is 12 seconds, like Razor Gore, Earthstrike will have given you more attack power than JOM will, just bar none, even if at the last few seconds you get to execute or use cooldowns a little bit differently. It won't have mattered at that point. The fight is so short that JOM GABBAR actually doesn't really fully catch up because you don't get to utilize the utility of having more attack power. And that's kind of where I want to get into things. Outside of fights like Razor Gore, like a very short fight, other situations where Earthstrike is extremely powerful would be trash fights. You are using your cleave right away, especially as a rogue, even as a warrior though. For how short those duration fights are, you can get the instant 280 attack power out and use some cooldowns if you had them for those trash fights to just burn the trash. The cooldown is very short, 2 minutes on both of these trinkets, so you can use them all the time. So don't be afraid to use this on trash fights. And Earthstrike will be very powerful because instantly you have that attack power for that entire duration of the trash fight. If you're rogue and you're blade flurrying, you need the attack power to pretty much be instant, because by the time you're actually getting enough attack power to beat out Earthstrike, you're ending your blade flurry and you're losing your cleave, because blade flurry is a 15-second ability. And then another situation where you might want to use Earthstrike over JOM would be something like Twin Emperors, where you are moving between mobs in different situations and you might not get the entire 20 seconds up of your CDs while fighting the boss. So if you're going to get knocked back or something like that, you could see a lot more utility coming out of Earthstrike than JOM GABBAR. But outside of those situations, and all of these are going to be kind of situational, for the most part, JOM GABBAR almost always consistently outperforms Earthstrike. You can see it again on the sheet. No matter how long the fight is, you are always going to see more overall attack power from JOM GABBAR than you are from Earthstrike. And in the end, at the 20-second phase, even at the 16-second phase, like I was talking about earlier, right when you get there, it does become more efficient than Earthstrike. Now, here is the question that could be posed. Death Wish or other abilities like a Rogue's Adrenaline Rush and Blade Flurry, those are 15 seconds, Death Wish 20 seconds. If you use these abilities and you have the attack power over the entire duration, at what point does it outweigh the attack power you get at the end of the fight from JOM GABBAR? All of that extra 1500 extra attack power, at what point does your abilities outweigh that? And the real way to outplay this little question, or the real way to min-max your usefulness out of JOM GABBAR, and this is why it actually, I think, has even more potential than we see even on some of the sims and things like that, is because if you play into your abilities with this trinket and then try to pool a little bit of energy, which can always be sketchy with Dark Mantle right now, guys, to be able to use as many things at the very end of this trinket. What I really mean by this is waiting the first 5 seconds, possibly maybe like 4 seconds, right after the second tick of JOM GABBAR, then you can use your cooldowns. Use your Adrenaline Rush, use your Blade Flurry. If you're an Orc, this is when you can use your Blood Fury. And if you are a Warrior, you could have Death Wished already. You're not really worried about it because those cooldowns can go the entire way. But if you're a class like Rogues that has a 15-second ability, like Adrenaline Rush and Blade Flurry, you want to use those abilities so that they coincide the most with the end of JOM GABBAR, but you don't want to waste any time on them. You still want them to be fully utilized while you're utilizing this trinket, and it would be massive if your cleave could get off at the times where this is giving you the most attack power. But you also want to then pool energy or rage slightly, possibly, to play into the times when you have that more attack power. You also want to use abilities like Execute during this phase because you have so much attack power. Even though I know if you have a certain attack power threshold that only at 30 rage you would use Bloodthirst over Execute, but still, if you get the extra rage and you can execute just all of your cooldowns during this phase and utilizing as much damage dealing abilities as you can during these last 5 seconds, the last 6 seconds of JOM GABBAR is really where it outshines anything else right now. So this adds a little bit of variance into your gameplay, which you've already got a little bit of variance with things like the Dark Mantle set if you are a rogue, and you have to adjust on the fly and make good decisions. It does take a little bit of getting used to, but you will see yourself perform extremely well if you play into this trinket. Playing into your CDs well and utilizing uptime of all of your abilities is one of the things that differentiates a good player from a great player in pretty much any situation. And that is going to be a huge differentiator between people that are going to use JOM GABBAR and people that are going to use Earthstrike. And we will see that in the numbers. Although both of these trinkets are extremely powerful, and both of them have their usages in different situations where one can outshine the other. I guess the last thing I want to mention for a rogue is you probably want to already have a longer slice and dice rolling before you start using your CDs and JOM GABBAR, and that is pretty much because you don't want to have to waste a GCD on slice and dice. If anything, you could use a GCD on a 5-point eviscerate during this, and also save your Thistle Tea, especially if you're a dagger rogue, for the later seconds of this trinket, so you can get the most out of it, guys. And that's that. Thank you guys for watching. I do have a weak aura set up for this. The interesting thing about JOM GABBAR actually is the icon for it when you use it looks like a deadly poison icon. I don't know why Blizzard did that, but it's like that. There's no way of changing it. So that's just going to be a little confusing for you guys, but if you need the weak aura, I will link it in the description. I will also link the trinket calculator in the description. Once again, shout out to Damboi for putting this together, as well as Kannalol on Patchwerk server for putting this together. I did add a little bit of things at the bottom just for the seconds of each of the trinkets and seeing how long they are seconds wise of helping. So Earthstrike and JOM GABBAR, and how much you get per second for each second, and how much total attack power you've gotten from each second. So this will also be in the description. All you need to do, guys, is go in, make a copy yourself, and then you can go in and adjust the seconds of the fights and stuff like that. Outside of that, guys, thank you all for watching. I know I get a little in-depth on a lot of these things and I can talk a little bit longer than anticipated, but we've got a crazy amount of content coming out very soon. So if you like any of this sort of stuff, if you like min-maxing or you just want to hang out with me, make sure to hit that like, subscribe button. And also, please hit me up in the comments with anything that I missed or any situations where one of these is better or other trinkets are better. Also, anything you want me to cover. As well, you guys can always check me out on Twitch every Tuesday, Monday, now Wednesday also, Friday and Saturday. I'm streaming pretty much every day except for Sunday and Thursday at 7 p.m. PST. So I will check you guys all out there, Twitch TV/Sarth. All right, guys, good luck on getting these trinkets. Congrats to anybody who has them already. Huge congrats to anybody who has Death Sting. Oh, that mage that bought Death Sting in a GDKP just, man, congrats, guys. I'll see you guys all on the next one.